Hi, this is Neil Dave with WCI Consulting, and today we're going to talk about APOS and within APOS Instance Manager. So APOS is a third-party business objects tool that allows you to do a lot of customizations that you wouldn't normally be able to do as a BO admin. So certain things you can do are be able to retrieve all instances within a folder in one screen, manipulate them in a way that you wouldn't be able to do with being able to go into BI Launchpad or CMC to make updates. So today for our example, what I'm going to show you is if I have multiple reports that I want to make a change to at the same time, how would you be able to do that? As of right now, you don't have the ability to do that within the CMC or within BI Launchpad, but with this tool, you would have the ability to do that. So let's go ahead and get started. APOS Instance Manager is a client tool that you can install on your server, or preferably you can put it on your server. That's where I've seen it at. But you just go to your Start Your Programs and Instance Manager, and then you have this login screen, and then make sure that you're connecting to the appropriate CMS. Log in with your password, and administrator passwords are preferable here. People that have administration rights will have the ability to log into Instance Manager. Once you've logged in, you have this screen here that talks a little bit about a status, date, folder hierarchy. This 23 is a CUID or CUID, all the different object types and other things we'll talk about here in a second. So if I have this scenario where I've got two reports that need to be updated at the same time, in BI Launchpad or within CMC, the way I'd have to do that is open up each individual report and then make my changes. Well, in this case, in APOS, I don't have to do that. So what I would do in here is within APOS, once I log in, I can go to, I'll go into the edit screen and search for a folder structure. And when I click on that, it's going to list out all the folders that are in my environment. And what I'll do is I'll select the Web Intelligence Samples folder. I'm going to click on Add, and I'm going to go ahead and close it. And what that did is over here, the CUID or the CUID changed to the appropriate CUID. All right. So when I look at that, I click on refresh here, and what it's going to do is going to retrieve all the instances I have within my business objects folder. But in this case, I'm going to select all dates, click on all here, and hit refresh. So I should see multiple ones here, right? So the date range here, I selected all, and now I have two instances here. As you can see, the status for these two have failed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight both of them by hitting Control here to select them both. And if you have multiple ones here, you can select the ones that you need. I'm going to right-click on them, and then it's saying, should I view? I can view these, reschedule with edit, pause, release, delete favorites, rescan, copy to folder, so on and so forth. So you have a lot of other options in here to where you can export properties of this into a CSV as opposed to not being able to do that within like BI Launchpad or within CMC. So this tool gives you the ability to be able to export it out to a CSV or XML file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on Reschedule with Edit, and I'm going to do this all at one time. So I'm selecting multiple reports and making an update change at one time. So what it's doing now, it's reloading the screen, and it's going to say, okay, here are my options under this screen. Under schedule, I'm going to use a new setting. I'm going to say, let's go ahead and schedule this right now. But you do have your other options of saying instead of doing it at one time, I can do it hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, end day of the month, first Monday, so on and so forth, and calendars. So you have the ability to change these schedules on different times, like you would within the BI Launchpad. All right, so if I'm going to select now, and then this is not a crystal report, so I won't worry about database logins. Destinations, if I wanted to change this destination to say instead of it defaulting to the current location, I could say, you know what, I want to change it to a shared drive, an email, FTP, or a BO inbox. You have those abilities. You have that ability to do that within here too. In this case, I'm just going to leave that alone. Format, I want to change this format. Instead of it being a crystal report, I'm going to change this to Microsoft Excel. And then I'm also going to change the Webby format to Excel as well. So when I do that, and I'm going to say, it's giving me options within here to be able to change the format within Excel. I'm just going to say use the export options defined in the report, just leave it as is. And then if I have events, I can change my reports based on events. If there's parameters that have been placed on there, I can do that as well. Notifications, if you remember, within you can create notifications for successful and failed instances. You can set that up in here too, all at one time. Distribution, if I want to send it out to an email group, I can do that as well. So let me show you that real quick. We won't do it, but just to show you, you have the different distribution servers. You have email, FTP, disk, printer, content management, notification. So you can play with these different options as you see fit. But in this case, just to show you the demo, I'll just go back to Format and make sure it's looking at Excel. And when I do that, I'm going to hit, once I'm okay with my changes, I'm going to reschedule. All right, and I do have the ability to delete original instance if I wanted to. In this case, I'll just leave it as is and just reschedule it. And it's going to say, do you want to do it? The answer is yes. Now it's updating the schedule. So it says it's completed successfully. Now if I go back into the CMC from my report, if I right-click on it and go to History, it should show a second instance here. And it's pending, and you'll notice here that it's being scheduled for Excel, because that's the update I made. And while that's running, I can show you the other report that should be running at the same time, which is called the Input Controls and Charts report. And that one's running as well, and I just made that update right now, and it's successfully finished. So that report ran, it's successfully finished, and my other one should have finished as well successfully, and it did. So what happened is that these instances got updated at the same time, the schedule got kicked off at the same time, and I just had one screen there where I just made the update. So as from a BO admin standpoint, you can see how that will save you a lot of time and make the process a lot more fluid when you're updating massive amounts of schedules.